The comic industry Whisper Network is completely rattled at this point. They are scared because they were all named in Ed PIskor's final note, and they were named by name, and they were the same people that have been causing problems for people like me, people like your boy Zach, and others for years, ostracizing anybody from the industry over politics, over anything. They're a little clout-seeking, nepotistic fiefdom of this like corner of comics that's been ruining everything for a long, long time. I mean, you remember when Gail Simone and Kelly Sue DeComic posted their famous picture saying, "We're ruining comics," and it was real. They are in these groups, and it's very interesting to see how they're acting in this sort of behavioral situation right here. They're coalescing around one another, and of course they are going out there trying to just paint this weird picture that like women and minorities are harassed everywhere, in the midst of people just harassing, me instead, because they want to lash out over Ed PIskor's death and whatever. It's very, very weird. But the Whisper Network is to blame. Ed PIskor was part of the Whisper Network for a long, long time. He thought these people were his best friends. They aren't actual friends. These are just vultures who just do everything for their own clout. They might have pretended to be friends with him for a while, but this is what he found out very quickly, is that they were not real friends. They're going to just step on each other for the clout in the industry at the end of the day, and that's what unfortunately led to all of this. Now let's get into what they're doing right now, which is just trying to gaslight everybody. They've put forth this campaign through Mark Waid and others that Comicsgate is the real problem, and of course trying to point at myself and Ethan Van Sciver as like these boogeymen who are nobody listens to us in this group, so I don't know what they're trying to do. They hate us more than anything. They want us to self-cancel. They want me to Minecraft myself. I've been told that multiple times this week by these very people in their sock puppet accounts. So it's very weird what they're doing, but we will cover it because we're not afraid of anybody's mob or anything like that. We're not afraid of the Whisper Network. You can't cancel us. We've already been canceled. We're just going to do our thing and have fun in comics, and you can't stop us. And that's what's great about being independent. All right, my name's John Delarose. If you're new to the channel, I am a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator, and of course the editor-in-chief of FandomPulse.com, your most trusted name in comics news. And I have a bunch of books on my website. I also have my Amazon links in the description below. I write novels outside of comics. We've got audiobooks. I've got a Subscribe Star if you want to support us directly and just and be on there. Great ways to support our independent movement that's budding and changing the comic culture. It's going to be awesome once we get past the Whisper Network at the end of the day. So here is Flying Sparks. I've got it right on the screen. That's a great spot to start. I have a wonderful, wonderful series here. And beyond that, Overmind, The Cosmic Warrior, just some great books that you will absolutely enjoy that have none of that weird identity politics crap that you find in Alex De Campi's books, for example. So thank you guys for the support. We've had a wonderful, wonderful past couple months. You guys have just been really reading the books, reviewing them positively. I've been just floored with all the support that's been just raising. We're growing. The movement's growing, and I appreciate you guys for being there. So here is what's happening. Penny Parker, who's been a journalist who's been talking about this for the last, umpteen years, which interesting. The other thing they're saying is Penny Parker's me for some reason. This person doesn't type like me whatsoever. And having talked to her, I can tell you that she's not me. Very funny stuff. And Penny Parker's been talking about the Whisper Network, is writing a book about the Whisper Network's influence on comics here. And you can see this January 8th, Alex De Campi references the Whisper Network. June 2020, the Whisper Network is driving shitty people out of the industry. That's, I guess, me. And then April 5th, 2024, they never existed. Yes, this is what they do. So he's been voted on the Whisper Network for years. Time to stop whispering and stop shouting. This is Alex De Campi. Stephanie Cook, another just nasty member of the Whisper Network. Nasty woman, absolutely. Whisper Networks are not enough. They only protect people in the know. To talk with other insider knowledge, we need to do better. Be better at driving shitty people out of the industry. We have Kwanzaa, another race baiter who's just a big part of the Whisper Network. It's not a Whisper Network if you can see and hear it, because, everybody knows we're the Whisper Network. The delusion remains a testament to how amateur our culture war firebrands are. Yes, you hate women, BIPOC, and queer folks, and that's how they try to deflect everything, right? They act like terrible. They have no talent whatsoever, and so they just deflect with their race and their gender every single time. Now, Zach Davidson up here, Davison, sorry, they do this too. Heather Antos posts this in their bio. This is like a Whisper Network calling card saying previously notable. Uh, they all are part of this deal. It's very funny. And I'll show you exactly another instance where it's obvious they're all a part of this and all just communicating and coordinating their messages in some sort of either Twitter DM or Discord somewhere. I don't know where at this point. We exposed that Facebook back in 2018 of all these people. But I'm sure that's not where they're at these days. If you believe there's such a thing as the Whisper Network exists in comics, you probably also believe in Pizzagate and QAnon. Oh, wow. Look at the virtue signaling against the right wing right there. In other words, you are an absolute tool, a gullible piece of shit. So stupid you are off the scale, and unfortunately too stupid to realize how stupid you are. Well, we know you're a part of the Whisper Network right there. You guys have admitted it before. And Alex De Campi is going around, and you see Daryl AO. Daryl AO is another one that Ed PIskor named. Daryl AO just is doubling down on the same message that Kwanzaa was. It's like they coordinate this. Like I said, there's no place for women or people of color in the comic industry. And this is just someone, like, he's posting arguments about, like, you know, what's happening. And is there any sort of forgiveness or atonement if somebody does something wrong? I mean, again, there's Cameron Stewart and Brian Wood and Warren Ellis, who've been canceled for similar things in the past. And did these people ever forgive them even when they apologize? Absolutely not. They didn't. And so that's the thing. I'll make a video tomorrow about how to survive a canceling, because I've done it multiple times and just not cared. It's a very, very, very kind of simple tactic in order to survive this kind of thing. But I'll talk about it in another video. So you see that they are circling around Daryl AO, and Alex De Campi is retweeting this. Here's another one, Vivian Moore Valentine, and it's all just like this kind of mass deal where Jadzia Axelrod's another one, a trans dude dressing as a woman who's part of the Whisper Network here. Few in comics have earned the graphic novel series. Oh yes, they've earned it, and then they're promoting each other in the midst of all of this stuff, pretending that they're just doing a positive sort of deal. Look at this. Nobody can keep you out of comics, says Iron Spike. Well, we are blacklisted from being published or put into mainstream comic shops over here. And of course, a bunch of us are dealing with conventions, making sure we can't even go sell our books at conventions at this point. So this is they're doing their darndest to try to keep us out of comics. Of course, we're making more money than any of these people by being kept out. So I don't know what they're trying to do. There are cliques, scenes, groups, publishers, barcons, platforms, but you want to make a comic, none of them can actually stop you. Yeah, they can just stop you from being seen, and that's what a lot of these people are here to do. And you know that that's what they're here to do. This is their entire intention of the Whisper Network, is to make it so that only their people and only their messages get out there. That's the whole thing. And you can see it now. Gail Simone, right here, is posting, reposting here, involved in this Whisper Network as well. Now, she's part of this. Gail Simone just recently got promoted to Uncanny X-Men writer by Tom Brevoort, another editor who's a part of this Whisper Network, who's been pushing these people for years. And ever since then, the X offices, I've heard from somebody inside the X office at Marvel Comics that there's this like culture of fear. They know that like the direction it's going is actually very, very bad. They've been saying the message is part of the premise, right? So they're going to be pushing this leftist agenda and things like that through the comics once more. And Gail's really working hard to like revamp her image as this like elder statesman of comics, which she's been trying to do for a while. In the process of this, Gail used to talk to me about comics and things like that. She's stopped doing so. There's been a directive at Marvel and probably the other companies, maybe, probably through the Whisper Network, that I am persona non grata through these groups, and you're not allowed to talk comics. And even though I'm a journalist who's one of the few people who actually reports on this stuff, they want to make sure I'm like a pariah in these groups. It's pretty funny, and all that does is what happens. I could just be covering the books if you just tell me information, like a normal journalist, but instead I have to cover this stuff because this is what's happening and this is what you're acting like, just a bunch of children overgrown at the end of the day. And you see here it is. So Gail Simone is posting something which is talking about Evan Dorkin. Now, Evan Dorkin was, again, a person Ed PIskor named in this Whisper Network group, saying he has a lot of skeletons in his closet. And Alex De Campi and Gail Simone have all been posting saying, hey, what do you like about Evan Dorkin's work? Trying to get people distracted and saying, hey, rally around this guy. He's one of us. Very interesting here, and I do wonder what skeletons are in his closet there. And you see Alex De Campi's being named in this, Neil Gaiman's being named in this, and Gail Simone's being named in this. And Gail Simone retweets this on Blue Sky, Blue Skies, whatever they call it on here. And she's, again, just completely in these circles, completely advocating for what they're advocating in and trying to push this agenda even further. So the Whisper Network's very real. Don't let them gaslight you. And that's what this is. These are abusive people in the comic industry who are abusing normal people, pushing normal people out for their weird sexual fetishes. And that's what it's all about. This is all about the weird sexual fetishes and feminism at the end of the day. And they want normal people pushed out. And then they want to lie all across things like you aren't seeing this right before your very eyes. We have enough evidence this exists. They've said it exists, and they like to pretend it doesn't as well. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.